2025 is coming to an end, and I decided it'd be quite a good thing to look back on where we all started with YouTube and where we're at now. And it'd be a nice thing to sort of segment into and continue doing year on year. You know, reflect on the previous year and see what we'd like to achieve in the next year. This one is technically a year and a half review, of my YouTube itself, since I didn't really feel last year that I'd been doing it long enough to warrant something like this. I mean, I first uploaded a video back in June 2024, which was Dark Souls. It's done okay for what it was, and when I uploaded it was done okay. But I'll talk more into that further in. Just want to let you know before we start the video that that's what it is. We're going to be looking straight back onto what YouTube is, why it started, where we've started, where we come from, and what the progress is to the channel. Take a look back at my PlayStation Wrapped, for the year of 2025, and then also segment that into what I'm hoping to achieve out of 2026 for the channel, for PlayStation, and obviously for you guys, and for other future plans as well. Just to keep you all updated, I thought it'd be a nice way of just doing it all to end the year on a real, chilled out video, positive vibes. Got a little bit of Vampire Survivors gameplay on screen for you as well, which obviously will have other things put on, but just for what to expect us on screen, I decided it sort of segments in. They added new DLC, so I wanted to clean that up as well. So I thought, why not use it for a bit of both? Really sort of adds into what the future bit of the channel is going to have for 2026. I was already streaming on Twitch for about a year, and for that I decided if I was playing games, I thought it'd be really good to sort of elaborate on that, do something else with it, not just play games. Not that just playing games is bad. I wanted to get more out of my gaming. That was it, because just playing games, brilliant, but I myself wanted to get a little bit more out of it. Don't get me wrong, it is a little bit of also trying to see if I can get the hobby to be self-funding. We all know it's getting a bit expensive gaming, so if I get ahead of that, then that's great. But no, the main reason for me is to get a little bit more out of it. And I feel like with especially on the videos, the YouTube itself is so much more forgiving for not having a schedule. I thought that was really, really great, really, really useful to have, as having a set schedule had to be streaming at a time. It isn't as easy to do, especially with other things going on in life, even more so around Christmas time. So with YouTube, this allows me to sort of play the games as and when I want to, or can play them for as little or as long as I want to, while recording and then working on the video, which is great. You guys get to see exactly what my journeys were for it and be part of it. I do stream some of them obviously when I can, but you can still be involved, and you don't sort of necessarily miss out on some of the important steps with some of the journeys, just in case you weren't there on a stream. I've done a fair few videos now. Some have worked far better than others, as to be expected. Some have worked really well. What completely shocked me, and that has changed my outlook on YouTube, is the crash video. Some said that really, really, really worked, and this is where the progress side of it comes in. I mean, I wasn't really expecting grand results at all in the start of YouTube. I'll be honest, I was hoping to potentially get 100 subscribers per year, which I still think, when I was first doing it, I was still thinking that was a bit of a tall ask, as long as if I wasn't putting out the video, because it all depends on the content really, isn't it? But I was just thinking that seemed a reasonable target to hit. And from June 2024 right up until I think it was the last couple of days in May, and I hit that 100 subscriber milestone, and I thought that was great. I thought that was, to me, that was brilliant. I must be on the right path. I must be working to where my headspace. That was where what my estimates were correct. So I felt like I was doing something right, and obviously gaining from it, which is great. I was still expecting it to be a very long grind. I wasn't expecting to get in any way, shape or form near hitting those 1,000 or 500 milestones for any of the monetization side of it anytime soon. I was expecting it to be something, right, I'm going to have to put a lot of work in this, unless something obviously changed. Then I decided, while I was away, I thought when I come back, I wanted to play something. Hadn't played game. I was on holidays. I hadn't played games for a couple of weeks because I was away. But while I was away, I was trying to work out what I was going to play when I came back. And I wanted to play something familiar. Like I said, 2 weeks off games, it's a bit of a break. it's sometimes I like to play something, just to get back into it. Don't like to go straight into trophy hunting unless it's something I'm already familiar, especially with some of the skill requirement games. So I thought, well, I really want to go back and play Crash again. Why not make a second account for YouTube? I've never done a video on it, and I decided to add the 48-hour challenge. I never expected for that to go and perform as well as it did. I went from 100 subscribers to hitting over 300 in no time. I mean, I over doubled what I got in a year in just a few months. It was mental for me. Never ever expected that, and that alone sort of changed where my mindset was at on what you can and how quickly you can perform on YouTube for certain things. So I've kept working on the videos obviously since, and I'm enjoying every bit of it so far, even some of the more tedious bits, and there are some little bits are not my favorite, but I am enjoying the process. And I'm currently, as of recording this right now, sitting at 585 subscribers, which is mental to think that just 6 months ago I was sat at just over 100, which is, or maybe about 6 months, probably about 6 months. I was just sat, I'd only just hit the 100 subscriber mark, and it's mind blowing. I can't believe I've got to this stage already that quickly. So I really can't sort of wait to see where 2026 takes the channel. I mean, look, I'm looking forward to making more content and earning all the platinums for all of you to watch and documenting all that. I will give some more feedback on what projects I have planned for you as well, just so you know, just so you have an idea of what's to come and what to keep an eye out for. Maybe there's something you were already potentially thinking of suggesting or hoping I would take on that I mention in this. So I want to let you all know what my plans are for the next year. At least some things will change obviously as is, but some things that are mostly set already in my mind in stone. But before that, I thought it's probably a good time now to take a look at what my PSN sort of PlayStation Wrapped is. So let's get that up and let's take a look and see where we're at for that. 2025 wrap up. As you can see, I joined PlayStation in 2014. I was originally a Xbox 360 player. I did have PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, went to 360 when all my mates did, and then PlayStation 4 came out, which obviously that's where I transitioned. See what I've done this year. So this has surprised me this year. 80 games, 48 PS5 and 32 PS4. I didn't think I had played this much for Tony Hawk. I honestly I'm surprised. I do think a good chunk of this is definitely idle time. I'm still surprised I played this much, and I am even more surprised that I played so much of EA Sports PGA Tour. But it's been definitely one of the more favorite games I have played this year. Just as I've been editing, I drop in, play around the golf, played around the golf with my friends. It was really fun. I wasn't actually going for the trophies in this. I was just playing it, and I got the platinum just by doing that, specifically on that. It took a while, but it was an easy game. If you want the platinum, you can get the platinum in nowhere near this amount of time. But I was just enjoying myself with it. Number 3, Monster Hunter Wilds. I really love the Monster Hunter franchise, but this is not my favorite iteration of in the series. I did still enjoy my time with it. I do still enjoy Monster Hunter, but Monster Hunter Rise is still, I find, one of my more favorite ones for this. Obviously, I do prefer the original games as well. That would be really good to be able to go back onto them on PlayStation, but especially the ones on the PSP. I remember having the days where I was playing the PSP outside with my friends because we couldn't go in someone's house, and we were all just hunting monsters, sat out in the shivering cold just so we could, beat another monster for materials. But it was still a really good game. I was in no illusions that it was, as far as I'm concerned, I knew it wasn't a Game of the Year contender. There was far better things, and I'm glad that the things did beat it, but it was still an enjoyable experience. 90 hours in Marvel Rivals as well. I can't believe that. I'm really, really shocked at that, because I really do not like this game. I really can't stand it. this is all probably again just because I'm playing games with my mates and jumping on there with them, but I've now got to a point where I refuse. I will not be going back to this game unless something really, the FOMO must kick in for this one, because I really do not enjoy it at all. Finally, Risk of Rain 2. If you like a roguelike and you haven't played this game, 100% get this. It's really fun. Same thing with roguelike things. It's one of those, one more round won't hurt. One more try won't hurt. It's really good. Most of my time spent playing with this little guy where you're the commando, and it was really fun. I still got probably 2 extra sort of like DLC trophies left on it. I don't normally go for the DLC, but I'm trying to improve, which I'll elaborate on later. But this is something I will be looking to play a little bit of still next year to finish up those little bits. But it's really fun. But yes, I'm definitely surprised at what my top 5 games for playtime were this year. But I do suppose that's because with the editing and some of the games I have played, they have been more shorter titles. And also, both Crash and Spyro were platinumed on an alternate account. So that's what I also got to take into consideration this year, which I did forget when I first went to the wrap up. So apparently my gaming style is the GOAT because I've spent an awful lot of time on sports games this year. So, we'll take it. I mean, I'll take being called the GOAT any day. Maybe not for being sports games, but we won't discourage a compliment. 1,531 hours of gameplay as well. I am surprised. I really am surprised. I didn't think that I thought I might be a little bit less than this, again, because of editing and stuff like that. I mean, at one point, I think when Death Stranding 2 came out, I was editing Crash, and I watched, because of screen share, which is one of my favourite features of the PlayStation, I watched the entire playthrough of that game that my friend went through. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Got to experience the entire game without needing to play it. I still got to experience the story. It was really good while editing. So, and I know that's not counting that because it's all about play sessions and once you launch a game. Yeah, 100%. I knew this was going to be the favorite controller. I bought it when it came out, when they released it, and it's still my favorite controller to use to date. So I have got, I played 23 PS Plus games, which again is more than I thought, that I'd had played. I didn't think I'd played as many as that, which is good. I'm glad I'm playing enough games to sort of warrant the use or the purchase of PS Plus, not just for being online, but using the games on the service as well. But the main thing you all want to see is how many trophies. So 962 trophies this year. Obviously, it is technically over 1,000 because of the Crash games and Spyro games all being on an alternate account. Same with the 18 platinums. I did technically, there's another 6 there, so we are looking at 24 in total. So it is, I think, an average is out at two a month, which is not too bad. But we aim to look at to improve. Each year sort of want to improve, as with the videos and edits. I mean, milestones wise, the first trophy I had this year was for Monster Hunter Rise, which was the mini crown plaque. 10th again, Monster Hunter Rise again. Then on to Astrobot, which I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Risk of Rain for 100, Monster Hunter Wilds for 200, Transistor. This wasn't too bad. I didn't really pay much attention to the story, but I did enjoy the gameplay for it. EA Sports 400 for the 400th one. That was a really good free game. I did enjoy that. For free, it was well worth your time playing that. Hunt Showdown. Now this is only a game I've picked up to play with my friends. Picked it back up on the PS4, which was cheap, and obviously you get the 1896 upgrade for PS5. It's definitely not my general type of game. I'm not a big shooter in this sort of online version. I do like shooters on story-based games, but I'm not a big lover of online shooters. I sort of struggle. It's not my strength, really isn't. I can sort of playing against AI and stuff, yeah, that's fine. Even a challenge and difficult stuff, but it's something I can overcome. I generally struggle to read player movements and stuff, and that's where my downfall is. But back then it was on to Modern Warfare Remastered, and that was I enjoyed that. I'd left that, had to come back to that. Then Resident Evil, this is definitely, they'll say something that's going to be featured hopefully in January, sort of middle of February, before the new game Resident Evil 9 comes out. I've got a lot of Resident Evil games to cover, which again I'll be sort of going over what will be done. Fallout 4, as you've already seen, the Fallout 4 video, and then the latest was for, at that point, once this was done, Ethan never dies. Complete Ethan must die for Resident Evil 7. As you can see, I join a lot of parties on PlayStation. This doesn't even include just the Discord stuff and multiplayer hours and messages sent all my friends and stuff. But yes, this really sort of concludes the wrap up. Some of the year, my top game being Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, and I did enjoy it, but I wished Tony Hawk's 4 was more like it was on the PS2, not what they did with a 2-minute timer. But I can't complain. I still got to play it and relive some of those sort of days on a PS2, as much as it wasn't the same. 80 games played in total, 962 trophies, and 1,531 hours played total. So the big question is, obviously for the wrap up, will this change next year? Will it change next year? Will we go up, go back, go down? What will be the difference? So this is one thing that I wanted the video for, is to be able to reflect back on this next year and sort of see, has anything changed? What's sort of different? But so with the wrap up sort of covered for PlayStation, the last bit for me to cover for you guys is the future plans and what videos and everything that's going to be coming to the channel 2026 and sort of beyond as well. Sort of want to cover some things that are there. So obviously I do have a plethora of ideas. Always welcome more and suggestions and stuff like that. That is never something I will turn down. If there's something you guys want to see done, within reason, I like to say within reason. I've probably got my biggest project yet that I would consider, certainly what I would consider anyway, is the A to Z challenge. 26 games to platinum, and with what I'm looking at for the list, it's got an estimate of over 500 hours of gameplay so far, and there's still a couple of games yet to be picked for it. So it's definitely a lot of gaming to get done. So I obviously want to get this video up next year, but at the same time still try and get some videos out fairly regularly. I may not be able to hit the one a month target if I obviously want to do this, because as you can imagine, 26 games is a lot to get done, especially with stuff on top. But I will be, trying my best to get it done. But to try and help with that, I have decided to join the ever-growing trend on YouTube for trophy hunters, and that is to tackle my backlog, which is currently my completion percentage on PSN profiles is sitting below 60%. I mean, the backlog itself, I've got plenty of games that are not even on my account for starters. In my purchase on my library, I've got a couple that are just literally still sealed in plastic on my shelf. I've even got a couple that I've had from last Christmas that I still haven't played. Don't tell the wife this. But yeah, I've got plenty of games to get on with. But the main goal for the backlog to start with is I want to try and increase the completion percentage. So my overall goal for that is I want to hit 75%. I don't think that's going to be possible next year. So that's going to be an overall ongoing goal. Because I think if I can complete 3/4 of the games I own, that's a pretty nice, that's a nice percentage. 75% of all the games I own to be completed. I think that's quite good. So with that in mind, I want to make next year, I've got the goal set that I have to hit 65% completion. This does include DLC, because obviously that will have an effect on what's completed and what's not, which is sort of the reason why obviously with Resident Evil coming out as well, and I hadn't played an awful lot of those games, I decided to go through Resident Evil and clean up some of the games on with the DLC. There'll be one or two of the, like I said, I'll elaborate in the video as to what it is. Some of the DLC won't be done as is with some of the other ones on my account. But an example of something I definitely got to go back to, I've got Astro's Playroom to go back to for DLC and Astrobot for the speedrun DLC. There's a couple of games that have got the platinum, and I've only got a couple of trophies off for it. I don't know if I've got the will to go back to tennis anytime soon, because that game mentally broke me when I was near the end with the platinum. It's a hell of a grind for that last trophy to buying everything, and my game save corrupted. I don't know if I've got that in me to go back to it, but it is there. It is something I can potentially look at, but it's not necessarily going to do the best for me for completion percentage either. But with some of those games being more perhaps on the shorter end, because I've only got a few things to get done on them, I thought they might be nice to fit in between me doing some of this big project and get a video out for you guys as well. But I'll be trying to do some more live streams and everything as well to keep you all in the loop of what's going on, at least have some sort of content out for you. I mean, I'd like to know if, let me know in the comments, if you don't catch the live stream, do you like to actually watch the VODs? Is that something that, you're all interested in? If that is the case, then instead of what I'm doing at the moment is unlisting them, I can make sure that they're all up and just opened and sort of set aside. Sort of maybe I'd do what I was doing for, create a playlist or do something for you lot. Just so let me know on that one. I do have, as I said earlier, the Resident Evil video that I'll be working on soon. I've said since I think 8 came out, I played 8, 7, and so really got into it. Played the 4 remake and played 2, and I was like, yeah, I really enjoy Resident Evil. And looking back at my account for what I had actually platinumed was really appalling. So I thought it'd be quite a good one to get a video out for that before Resident Evil 9 comes out. Bit of a task, so I still got a few games left to go for that one. We have ticked off a few so far. Obviously anyone checks my account will know which ones have been ticked off. And I will hopefully get that video done, I want to say end of January, beginning of February. I've got to get I have got a bit of a time frame on that to get done. But I do need to get a bit of a move on. As far as the channel goes for 2026 as well, I'm hoping it's going to be another really good year. Maybe, if we can do better than I even expected for this year, that will be amazing. I mean, like I said, I didn't expect anything this year. I was expecting that next year, around about May time, I would be hitting 200. That was where I thought I was going to be at. That was where I thought the channel was headed, based off of what the first full year was, from June to May. When I first started, that's what I thought it was going to be. But we're looking, Nick said 585, nearly at 600 before the year is finished out. So we might even hit that 600 mark before the end of the year. And we're very close to that 1,000 subscriber milestone. And for that, little bit of incentive for anyone that's not subscribed or anything at the moment to the channel. I thought, if I'm gonna do something, obviously I get a bit of a reward for hitting that 1,000 subscriber milestone. I get a little bit of anything for it anyway. It's nice to know that all of you lot are enjoying the videos and subscribe. I think it's that good. It really does help that extra little bit, that mental boost of, wow, there are people out there that are enjoying my content, and it's really great to see that. So I thought, well, why not come up with something to obviously incentivize and reward you for when I hit those milestones myself anyway. So the first one, I've actually got 2 for you. So there would be 2 videos for doing this. The first one, for hitting 1,000 subscribers, I will be attempting to platinum Red Dead Redemption 1 in 24 hours and in one sit-in. So very much like I did with Spyro. One full sit-in, live streaming it all as well. We earn the first trophy and we earn the platinum all in one sit-in, and to see if we can do it in 24 hours. I have seen it's doable. As far as PSN profiles has said, it's doable, because there's a couple, I think about 3 people from when I seen 3 or 4 people. It's not very many, but it's a few. So if I plan it out correctly, obviously it would be, when I hit the subscribers, I've got a plan. I'm hoping I'm going to have that planned out well before then. Anyway, so it's ready. But the biggest thing for that would be getting the time for it. Because obviously I'm going to need to make sure I take a day off work for that, maybe. So that I can catch up on my sleep. Because that's going to, bit of a knock-on effect. Maybe even use one of the bank holidays. But the second video then, which will be a little bit easier to record, but not necessarily easier to pull off, is to try and platinum Crash 4 in 48 hours of gameplay total. The guide reckons it takes 100. It is a difficult game, so I thought, well, I know I dropped a good chunk of hours off my gameplay when I done it a second time, so it'd be interesting to see, can I do it again, especially when there's a little bit of a stake on the line. because I think I might have done it about 50 or 60 hours when I done it before. But on this one, if I fail to beat it in 48 hours of gameplay, I will be putting up a voting option or suggestion option. Perhaps you lot can suggest what game you would like to see me take on, and I mean a horrible game, a painful game, as punishment for, you know, failing to platinum it within 48 hours. Said it's not going to be one sitting, because 48 hours of Crash Bandicoot in one sitting. My hands are I have issues with my knuckles as is. I don't think I'd have any fingers left after 24 hours of that, let alone 48. And I don't even think my brain could take it. You know, there's a lot of lack of sleep. So yeah, that one will be 48. I'd still be live streaming the game, I think, for that, at least for a good chunk of the games. The time on the game, obviously not all of it. But the next milestone then is for 5,000, which will be for, I've planned out to be, or decided to be, Binding of Isaac, because that in itself is a difficult game. It's one that I've been interested in going for the platinum, because I know someone who tells me it's a difficult game, it's a challenging game, and it's always intrigued me. I do like a roguelike, but I've never really wanted to pay that £50 price tag. It's never gone on sale. I've never seen it reduce. But if I get that 5k subscriber milestone, I will bite the bullet, I'll pay the full price of the game, and I will platinum and potentially even 100% the Binding of Isaac. I think it's the PS5 version I would go for, because there's no point paying for the PS4. May as well go for the, go big or go home, as they say. I've got 2 more milestones now. 10k. Now, it said these are not for what I'm hoping for next year. These are long-term, permanent term. These are things I'm putting in place now and deciding on now, so that when it does come, when I hit those things, what it's really good to look for, what you can look forward to. A 10k milestone is Diablo 2, which is in itself a hell of a grind. It's got a very difficult platinum, sitting at 9 out of 10 in difficulty with 21 playthroughs and an estimated 999 hours. And that's only because the guy don't play SM profiles, can't go any higher than that. So that's a hell of a grind, hell of a difficulty, and a bit of a challenge. So nice bit of a reward for you. Obviously, it would take a while to get the video out for something like that. So what I would necessarily perhaps do for that one is, again, it'll be something I do alongside, maybe a little bit of live streams and do alongside some other games while I'm doing it. So you wouldn't necessarily get it out straight away. But I will try and perhaps do maybe a bit of an update on where I'm at and what's gone on with it and stuff like that. Maybe I can do that type of thing for that type of game for you. Because unless I'm doing YouTube full time, there is no way I'm going to be able to sit there and spend that much time on that game for the difficulty it is. I mean, it'd be great if I could, but I don't think that would go down well. Certainly not with the wife. And finally, for one of the larger milestones, because there is no way I was doing this for anything other than this at a minimum, and that's 50k, which I do not anticipate getting. I'll be perfectly honest. If I don't, it's not like, oh, I need to get 50k. No, I'm happy getting where I am, and no one thinks it's great. I'm enjoying it. But if I do get to 50k subscribers, I thought, why not give you something that everyone sort of likes to see the punishing grind for, and that's Fortnite. So there's your incentives. If you want to see me platinum some of these games and take on some of these challenges, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I know, because the sooner those milestones are hit, the sooner those videos get start to being made, and you'll get to watch the struggle, the challenge, maybe even the breakdowns from it. Who knows? But overall, I have got a couple of main goals that I've planned for the year, and that's quite literally all I want to get done, and what I'm mainly hoping to achieve. I do, because of how this year has gone, obviously I've grown from, just from the end of May to now, nearly 500 subscribers in that time frame. I am hoping I can hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone. I think that would be really, really great to be able to hit that. And obviously I need to put some good content to make sure you all subscribe, and hopefully you do. That's what the other incentive is there for you all as well, for the other, give you that other extra little bit of a reason to hit that. But that's one of them. I want to complete the alphabet challenge to get the video out for you all, because I said 26 platinum's a lot, but I do plan on doing that. It's a little bit of a extra surprise on that video on how I've done it or how it's being done. But I'm not telling anyone this until I get the video out. So once you see that video, then you will understand. I may, when I start the editing process for it, I may do a little trailer for you if it's something really, really big. I'm not sure. I'm undecided on that. I might have a little bit of a fun bit for that. Try and get as much out of it as possible. Obviously, my joke at the moment is that I've looked at it. If I do 10 minutes on average per game within it, it's looking like it's going to be quite a long video for you all to watch, and it's likely to be my Lord of the Rings. So it's going to be a nice bit. It's going to be the biggest project I undertake, probably for a while. But on top of that, I would like to get basically, like the platinum goals for the year, I'd like to get is 36. So that's an extra 10 platinums on top of the 26 that I'd need to get for the alphabet challenge. Obviously, because I want to get other things out and done in a year. If I do some backlog ones or some shorter games, that shouldn't really be as much of an issue. It's only an extra 10 really. So it all depends on what the motivation and stuff. So I need to try and keep myself focused, not try and get distracted by playing too much FIFA or anything like that, because that can be really easy to do. All my mates have to say is, do you want to play some clubs? And yeah, that's it. I want to be FIFA. So I need to stay a little bit more focused, get some stuff out for you guys and get that done. And then finally is to increase, as I said earlier, increase my completion percentage to 65%, which I would like to overall eventually get to 75, but yeah, 65 seems a very reasonable target for this year. But anyway, thank you all for watching and looking at the review, and the look back on the year. I hope you enjoyed looking back on my 25 with me for gaming and YouTube, and I hope you're all looking forward to what next year will bring. And as I said, if you want to see the videos I have planned, hit that subscribe button. The sooner I hit those milestones, the sooner I will get to take on those challenges set for each one. And let me know in the comments what your goals are. Have you got any trophy hunting targets or milestones you want to hit or challenges you want to take on? Let me know in the comments below. But as always, I'll catch you all next time.